Ted and I have been married for almost 4 years, and there are things that I'm constantly discovering about this man right here. So today he is going to be asking me some questions. I haven't seen any of these questions, so I'm as intrigued as you are. Let's see how much of them I get correct.
The first question that I have for you is, what do you think my first impression of you was? Let's say when I saw you on the dating website, Interracial Dating Central.
Oh, that's fairly easy. Well, first of all, I sent this man a coffee emoji, okay? Like, I went out of my way and I sent him a coffee emoji saying, I thought he was cute. In his picture, he was with his niece. I'm like, this man is fine. So I sent him a coffee emoji and he leaves me on read for almost 2 days or so. I don't hear from this man. I'm like, I think I'm cute.
Not good enough.
I think I'm cute. So my thought of your first impression of me was that you probably thought I wasn't cute enough, and that's why you didn't respond when I sent you that coffee emoji.
Well, I think we all know that that's as wrong as you could possibly get.
Oh.
I mean, when I saw her picture, I thought to myself, wow. I mean, that's just it. I mean, it was sort of like short circuit. I couldn't think anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Because, she was just so gorgeous. And I won't say guys, they have a tendency to talk down on themselves. They'll say things like, oh, she's so out of my league. I don't go there. I didn't think that.
Okay.
I didn't think that.
I'm glad you didn't.
Call it a self-esteem thing or what, or maybe an arrogant thing. I just thought to myself, wow, this woman was incredible looking. And I thought, wow,
you.
I would love to get to know her. The reason I shuffled my feet a little bit was because she lived on the other side of the country, over 2,000 miles away from me in Maryland, and I'm in Oregon. So that was not my first impression. My first impression was, holy smoke, she's more gorgeous than any movie star or supermodel I've ever seen. And
well,
she
I guess
was exactly what I was looking for. But you should have known that now, right? Maybe that was what you thought.
Yeah, that's
then.
what I thought then. Now
But
I know.
now
after
you knew that couldn't have been it.
Now
right?
I know,
or maybe you wondered still.
I wonder still sometimes, because you just never know with people.
So okay, so I first see her and she's okay. I've seen better, right?
Oh, wow.
But now she grew on me. No,
okay.
That's not how it worked at all. Honestly, she was like over the moon, over the top, 10 out of 10, 50 out of 10. And she just keeps getting more and more gorgeous as time goes by. And that's how a good marriage works, right?
I guess.
You become more and more attractive to each other as the years go on. So it's just getting better from here. So, okay, my second question for you is, what is my favorite activity to do with you?
Oh, your favorite activity? Well, apart from grown-up stuff, y'all know.
Oh, okay. Well, aside from that, right? That's going to be like automatic. That's automatically my favorite activity to do with you.
Well, I think that watching a movie, you and I really get deep into our movies,
We do.
So I think finding like a good movie with a good soundtrack, either by Jerry Goldsmith, John Williams, Hans Zimmer, so on and so forth. I think just finding a very good movie with a good soundtrack, you and I both, that's your favorite activity to do with me.
Did I not hit a home run when I married this woman? She's just like a nerd's dream. She's like listing off these film composers, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, my heart is Twitter-hating.
Because Ted loves film composers. He has a list of soundtracks that he listens to, and those soundtracks are from movies, and so he has them all lined up right behind us where we are sitting. He actually has a picture of one of his composers right here.
You can't really see him, but that's Jerry Goldsmith.
That's Jerry Goldsmith. So he's like film music fanatic.
But anyway, I'm going to give that to you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was going to give it to you if you'd said a couple of things, because these are sort of like on the same level.
On the same level.
But movies was definitely one of the things that was on that list to say, ding. Okay, so now you're down 1 plus 1. So it's a 50-50. Let's see if you can keep going. The next question that I have for you is, you better get this one right.
I hope so.
Otherwise, we've got problems in our marriage.
I hope so.
What is my love language?
Oh, your love language.
Holding my breath.
Well, I think you have a few love language, but I think that you like physical. Your love language is physical sentiment, should I say, like holding hands, kissing, showing appreciation, showing you respect.
Okay,
Your
so
love
that's a couple.
language is also receiving soundtracks. We already did that. That is
I mean,
'cause
you're right.
I think I know your love language based on how your face lights up when I do these gestures. And I think that is how you pay attention to a person's love language.
Yeah.
Sometimes a person might not even know what they like, but when you give them something, you know, they light up. Like when I give you a soundtrack that you've been meaning to get, your face lights up. When you are there and I just hold you, you know, because like I'm the type of person like growing up from Africa and I try really hard. Sometimes like it counts, sometimes I'm like, you know, it's really hard for me to be like physical in public and stuff like that, like holding hands and doing stuff like that from my background. But you like that. And so when I do that, I see that you light up and you glow. And I think that that is another one of your love languages.
I'm going to give that to you.
Okay.
I mean, you kind of gave me 3 answers, but they were all correct. Physical touch, you listed. Respect.
Yes.
You know, appreciation.
Yeah.
And then, of course, gifting me my favorite things, right?
Yeah.
These are a few of my favorite things.
I think that
so,
definitely.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Ching, ching.
Okay, now that's 2 right, 1 wrong. Let's keep going.
Let's do it.
Next one should be super easy. If you get this wrong, I'm going to be embarrassed. How do I take my coffee?
Oh, that is fairly easy. You take it black.
I take my coffee just like I take my women.
Oh, Ted. I knew that joke was coming. I knew that joke was coming, Ted. That is silly, you guys.
Yeah, that is definitely how I take my
coffee.
coffee.
You do like your coffee very dark. Like
just
no cream, no sugar.
Pour it right out of the pot. I'm good to go. No cream, no sugar. I love it.
I hate it.
I still try to get it right for her, where I'll do her cream and sugar, you know, thing, and it's just like, okay, no, I need a little bit more cream, oh no, a little more sugar, I go back, try it again.
Yeah.
It's like, no, anything but dark black coffee from my
After
wife.
it's done, it doesn't even taste like coffee anymore. After I do all my
it tastes like cream and sugar.
It tastes like cream and sugar. That's how I like it. But there's still a little bit of pinch of coffee.
That's how she likes it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Ted is silly. Ted is so silly right now.
All right, ready for the next one?
I am ready.
This one's a little bit dangerous of me to even ask.
Okay.
But I'm gonna jump off the deep end and I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do I have any kids from a previous relationship?
No, of course you don't. Like, how will you? Where will you even, like, no, you don't.
Is this going to be a reveal video too?
No, you do not have kids from a previous relationship.
No, you better not.
You better not, at least. I would not have, you know, if it was something that you did in the past and you didn't tell me, then I'll be pissed. You know?
How well do you know me?
Well, I know you so
You're
well.
about to know me a lot better.
I don't think you have kids from a previous relationship. Well, I know you do not, because you tell me a lot of things. You tell me everything, I believe. And so I believe you told me prior to us getting married that you didn't have any children from another relationship. You've never been married before, but you have been engaged before. From a previous relationship, you have been engaged.
You know you don't have to be married to have kids, right?
I know you don't have to be married, but I know for like I always bit my tongue. I know for
Making
sure.
her nervous now.
No, I know for sure if you had kids from a previous relationship, you would have told me. You would not have, you know, withheld such vital information from me.
Guys,
you would not have withheld
right?
them from my love.
Is
you know
she
what
right?
I mean?
Is she wrong? Did she get a second one wrong?
I mean, you tell me. Do you have kids? Do you
Drum roll.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
I don't have any kids
better
from
not.
any previous relationships.
But you have been engaged before.
Yes, I have been engaged before, but not married before.
Never married, but engaged before. I bet you guys didn't know this information.
Okay, my last question for you is, what was my favorite part of our first date?
The kiss. Did I get that right? I think the kiss. Yeah.
How could it not be?
Because I don't think you expected that I was gonna kiss you back.
Well, I was
first?
pretty sure that things were going to go the way I wanted them to. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have made the move.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
granted, you're guys, first time, right? First time you're trying to kiss. there's always a little bit of a risk, maybe, unless she's just like all over you and you can just see it in her eyes. But honestly, I actually did see it in your eyes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I mean, because we're sitting there like
I'm so good at holding
mooning
emotions,
over
though.
each other, you know, on the ferry. And I've got the umbrella out shielding us from this light misting rain.
Yeah.
And there's that look. Suddenly you're looking into each other's eyes and there's just this
And you see the depth
communication.
of your soul.
You just know. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, she wants me to kiss her. Or
Oh,
at the
Ted.
very least, she's wondering if I will, and she's not going to say no. She's not going to draw away if I do.
Yeah.
And so I knew I was, you know, good to go. And
But
sure enough, I was. Yeah.
But I knew that was your favorite part because after that, you just like lit up. You were like, man, what a beautiful story.
It was a wonderful kiss,
What
too.
a-
I mean, it was great. But my least favorite part happened less than 20 minutes after that when we got to the other side and we were in this coffee shop
Yeah.
and we get our coffee and she sits down. She's like, look, I like you. And I'm like, oh, you can't tell me this after we kissed like that out on the water. She's like, oh, I like you, but the distance, I don't think it's gonna work. It's too far.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So it was like the best part of our first date, followed directly by the worst
You know,
part
you can't
of
make them-
our first date.
You
But
can't make them too comfortable, ladies. Don't make them too comfortable.
no, and she
They need
played
to
that
work for
perfectly.
it. They need to work for it. He
Yeah.
needed to know that he had to work for it.
Well, and I did, because right after that, you know, that shook me a little bit, but I tried not to let it show.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell myself, she doesn't know that she can't resist me yet.
Oh, wow.
And so we
Ted
went
is
out on
something
this
else.
boardwalk,
Yeah.
and they had this bonfire.
Yeah.
And so we're standing around this bonfire, and that's where I started to kind of rekindle the heat and the romance. So I knew that on our way back
He was good.
on the ferry that I was back in the game. I was okay again, and
Yeah.
she wasn't going to be able to say no to me. So yeah, hey, you know what? You got them all right except for one.
Yeah.
You got one wrong. I'd say that's pretty good. So as far as your batting average for how well do you know your husband, I'd say you got a solid A. You did
well,
awesome.
I'm glad.
You
I'm
did
really
awesome.
glad.
Now, granted, I could have maybe asked you some harder questions, but at least in this pool, you did a pretty good job. So
I think that even if you asked harder questions, I probably would have been able to answer
You're
all
probably
of them.
right, yeah.
I'm still getting to know you. Ladies, listen, you can never know a man fully. Until you live with a person, you can never truly know them. Like,
And men, here's a hint, don't let her ever truly know you, because as soon as you lose a little bit of that mystery,
yeah.
things are going to stop being interesting.
Interesting. That is very true, though. I like a little mystery. I like being, mysterious. Sometimes I'm like, he doesn't know what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling. When he asks, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm great, But that keeps the relationship alive. And that also makes them not be too comfortable, makes both of you not be too comfortable.
Right,
Because people
yeah.
tend to get comfortable in relationship.
Mhm.
We should always be studying each other, learning about what the person's desire, what the person's wants are,
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Do not get too comfortable. Do not think that, oh, she likes to go to a restaurant on her anniversary, so let me take her to the restaurant.
Same old thing.
Same old thing
Yeah.
every single time. Maybe that's not what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's not what he wants to do. So just keep studying each other. And I'm glad that we have that going, I'm excited to do the wife tag next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Bye-bye.
It was a lot of fun. We'll
It was
see
so
you
much
next
fun. See you
time.
next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.